All right, I think we're good to go. So we are going to get started with the session. I'm Alicia. I'm the new community manager for Fairstream. We're super happy to be hosting the Latinas in Tech Utah Career Fair today. And we've got Lucid here to give you an info session about all things Lucid. So I am going to turn the time over to Jana.
I am the director of talent acquisition at Lucid Software. If you're not familiar with Lucid, we are located in South Jordan. We have about 700 employees currently, and we're growing to over 900 employees by the end of the year. So we've been really fortunate that our business has continued to grow during COVID. But everything's looking great, and we're really optimistic about this year as well, and just continuing that growth. In April of last year, we got valued at $1 billion when we went through our Series D, and we're really excited for our future growth. So we have our office in South Jordan, like I mentioned, and then we also have offices in Amsterdam and Australia, as well as some remote employees around the US. And we're really looking forward to going back into our office, hopefully this September. I know a lot of people have been asking, what the future is going to look like after COVID, and we're planning on a 3-day in the office work week and then 2 days from home. So that's what it'll be like for us. We're really excited though to just get back in person and getting back together with our team. So hopefully we're able to do that by September when we open our office back up. But if you again don't know much about Lucid, we have a few different products. So we have what's called Lucidchart. It's a visual workspace that combines diagramming, data visualization, and collaboration to accelerate the understanding and just drive innovation with that tool. So you're able to kind of collaborate better in the tool. And then we also have Lucid Spark. It's our newest product that's a virtual whiteboard where teams can bring their best ideas to life. So it's great for brainstorming, and it's got components like voting, timers, likes, emojis. So really fun. You can, improve your OKRs or process improvement, create different experiences that way. So we use it for our candidate experience to kind of brainstorm ideas on how to improve that. And then we also have another product called Lucid Press. And it's a design and brand management platform that kind of brings those stories of your brand to life. And some of the ways that our customers, yeah.
Oh, you can share now, I believe.
Oh, okay. No worries. Give me 1 second. So here you can see our Lucid Press product. And like I mentioned, it's locking in brand templating. And so some of our customers are using that to get out marketing content faster than they could before. So I'll just go back up. So this is Lucidchart and Lucid Spark we covered. But I'll go up and cover our company values. So our company values are really important to us. They kind of were started at the beginning of the company when we were founded in 2010. And so this is kind of who we are and who we have been and who we want to continue to be. So teamwork over ego, it's probably our most popular value. That basically, anyone can do a good job, but if they have an ego about it, it's not in alignment with our values. So we really do want to make sure that everyone's a team player, and then continue to innovate. So innovation in everything we do, and then individual empowerment, initiative, and ownership. So taking ownership is a big component of that. And we let all of our employees kind of take the wheel and take ownership of their role, and even beyond that, and looking at ways that we can improve in many different areas. And then passion and excellence in every area, everything that we do. So that's kind of what we're looking for when we look for employees, is someone that is committed to these values. And there's 30 million users of our products and growing every day. So you can kind of see some of our customers here, but 100% of the Fortune 100 is using one of our products. So it's really exciting. And then, we went through the different products. So I wanted to cover what technologies that we use. So this is from like an engineering and data standpoint. And then we communicate heavily in Slack, and we use the G Suite, so you can kind of see what we're utilizing. But there's a really great opportunity on the tech side to use a lot of different tools that we're using. And so basically anyone that has knowledge of one tool can be taught another, and one coding language. So we're always in our internships and other roles continuing to grow and evolve and learn. And that's something that we really lean into. And how we hire in tech is we want to look for people who can work in a fast-paced environment. For our product Lucid Spark that I just mentioned, we kind of from the ideation of that to launching it to our customers took about a year. So we work really fast, and we want to make sure that we're hiring engineers and other technical resources that can keep up with that. So we're really passionate about what we do, and it is fast paced. And then just someone that's fluent in turning like their ideas into the software. So we have different hackathons and things like that we're doing, and those are oftentimes are made into the products that we have. And so we want to make sure that people have ideas that they can actually get those into the products that we're using. So definitely someone that's creative in that way is what we're looking for as well. And then definitely people who are willing to learn. Like I mentioned, you might know one or a couple of coding languages already, which is fine. We're willing to teach you, but you always also have to be willing to learn. So we want to make sure that the employees that we hire are up for that. And then just, going the extra mile and making sure that you're making an impact. So that's kind of what we're looking for. And you can use this QR code to go to our careers page and check out the positions that are available. We have a lot of opportunities, not just in tech, but also in sales and marketing, customer experience, and a lot of different other areas. And so feel free to check those out by using this code. And I'm happy to discuss any opportunities or any questions that the group has.
Awesome. I am going to hop back in here so I can help give you some questions from the chat. That was great to hear about Lucid. Super excited. So let's see what we've got here. Anyone, if you have questions for Jana, please put them in the chat and we can go ahead and ask those. Luke asks, how did you land a job at Lucid, Jana?
I actually had one of my employees say that they were interviewing here when we were at my last company. And he said, I also gave them your name because they have a position open that I think you'd be a great fit for. So both me and that employee ended up interviewing together and coming over to Lucid together. So kind of a funny story, but we were at my previous company together and ended up joining Lucid. It just, it seemed like such an exciting opportunity, and for such a fast growing company, I just couldn't believe how fast Lucid was growing and how great its products were and how fast they were innovating. So that's what kind of intrigued me in the beginning. And then just seeing the awesome environment and employees felt happy there. And I just knew I wanted to be a part of that.
Awesome. We have another question from another Luke. What commitments has Lucid made towards diversity and inclusion?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have a D&I committee, and that D&I committee kind of divides and conquers with different subcommittees under them that support racial justice, the LGBTQ community, women, cultural celebration, different areas. And so we do have those different areas that, we support the community. We make sure that we're improving internally to become a better employer. Most recently, we hired Paradigm IQ to take us through unconscious bias training. And then after that, we're continuing to learn from them on how we can be more inclusive. And then one of the initiatives that I started when I joined Lucid was, I know a lot of people have heard of the Parity Pledge, where you make sure a woman interviews for every VP level and above position. But I actually wanted to take that through the entire organization. So now we make sure that there's a qualified woman that interviews for every position at Lucid before we make a decision. And we want to continue that on with different underrepresented work groups as well. And another thing we did last year was go to the historical Black colleges and universities to recruit. So we're always thinking of different ways that we can be represented in those different groups, and just making sure that from the recruiting standpoint, we always are making sure that our jobs are marketed really broadly so that we can let those different communities from underrepresented work groups know what opportunities are available. Sometimes it's just simply that, is making sure that the opportunity is marketed to them and making sure that they can be successful in the interview process. So those are a few of the things that we've done, but we are always going to continue on this path and continue to make that better.
Awesome. Thank you. We've got a question from Crystal. She would like to know, are there remote positions available or only at the locations indicated on the job openings?
Yeah, it is just on the job openings. So some of our positions are remote, but it would just be the what's ever on the job posting. So a lot of like the sales positions that are higher level that have to be in person with their customers in major metro cities are remote. But yeah, a lot of our positions are here in Salt Lake City or the location that's on the job posting.
Cool. Kiana Lee says, how does Lucid help its employees in having a work-life balance?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love that about Lucid, is that we do have a great work-life balance. I'm able to take the time off that I need. We have unlimited sick time, so that doesn't dip into your paid time off, which I love that. But I also really like that when we go back into the office, that we'll just do 3 days in the office and 2 days work from home. So that we do kind of have that flexibility to be home, less commute time for the kind of Tuesday and Thursday is what we're going to be doing. But overall, it's a great place for families as well. So primary caregivers get extra paid time off for, taking care of family and things like that as well. And we have like a 20-week paid time off for family leave as well for primary caregivers. So I really like that for families. And overall, I think that Lucid definitely has one of the best work-life balances I've seen.
Awesome. So we have a question from Laura. She said, how open are you to hiring recent grads with a different non-tech background?
Yeah, we do that all the time, actually. We have full-time positions that we open up for new grads. And then we also have like an internship position that could go into full-time. So a lot of times, I know right after you graduate, you want to get into a full-time position, but sometimes doing an internship with Lucid or any company is a great way to just get your foot in the door, kind of prove yourself, and then get that opportunity as a full-time position. That's really why we have the intern program, is so that we can continue having that person work for us beyond just one internship, maybe a return internship or a full-time position. So that's a great opportunity as well, just to kind of get started.
Awesome. We've got from Ashley, what was your interview process like, and has the process changed since that time?
Um, so the interview process for when I interviewed.
Yeah, she said,
Okay.
like, what was your interview process like for when you interviewed for your position?
Yeah. I had a lot of interviews, a lot of different rounds, and I felt like it wasn't clear on what was coming next. So we are trying to improve that with all of our different groups. We've made a lot of improvements in that way, but typically the process is that you'll speak with a recruiter first, and then you will talk to the hiring manager. If that goes well, they'll invite you for a Zoom interview that kind of replaces our in-person interview right now. So it's all over Zoom. And you'll meet with other team members. And then if that goes well, you'll have a final interview with 1 to 2 executives or kind of like upper management. So you'll have a final interview, and then we'll make a decision from there to make an offer or not.
Great. We've got another question from Luke. What are you most excited about for Lucid's future?
Yeah, I think just the growth of the future, the growth of our products. I'm excited to continue to grow into like the enterprise space. So we are selling to higher level customers and changing the way that they're doing business. And I'm really excited, personally being on the talent acquisition team. Really excited to hire all of these great people that will be joining us to kind of execute on the vision that we have and continue on this growth path.
Cool. We've got a question from Tanner that says, what new products and initiatives are coming out that employees will be able to work on?
Yeah, so no new products on the roadmap right now that I can share, but we're always continuing to improve our products, add features to them. Definitely with Lucid Spark, it's a newer product, so we need to continue to add to that and add features and continue to build out what we're kind of calling this Lucid suite of products. And so there's lots of opportunities to continue to build upon what we have. And you never know, and we're ready to build a new product. We'll definitely let people know externally as that's kind of coming out. But yeah, we don't share a lot externally until we're kind of ready to launch a new product. So that is one thing that engineers definitely love about working at Lucid, is that they are continuing to make an impact, improve what we have, and work on new products.
Awesome. Here's another question. A lot of technical candidates are here on the line. What is the technical interview process for people that are going after more technical jobs?
Yeah, so it's similar to what I had mentioned, but also there is a coding challenge and a whiteboard challenge as part of that. So they want to have you sort of show your skills, show what you know about algorithms and things like that. But it is a similar process, but you'll have a coding challenge through HackerRank that you'll complete, and then you'll do a whiteboarding challenge over Zoom.
Awesome. I have a question. What's your favorite thing about working with Lucid?
Yeah, I think it might sound cliche, but it's the people. So I love the people that I work with. I love that the people I work with make me want to work smarter and kind of rise to their level. There's a lot of smart people at Lucid, and so it's great to learn from them and just kind of see what they're doing to innovate and continue to work alongside them to help support their goals. And so it's really fun to work with different managers that have these goals and visions, and bringing on the right people that are going to help execute on that. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'd have to say the people.
Awesome. We've got a question from Dwayne. Does Lucid hire international applicants?
Yes, we do. Every situation for sponsorship and visas are different. So we're happy to take a look at that and see if it's something we can do. I know the administration is changing. And so hopefully it'll get better. But yes, we do for technical roles.
Okay. Genesis asks, are there internship positions? And are those internships paid?
Yeah, all of our internship positions are paid. We're sort of wrapping up on hiring our interns at this point, just because they'll be starting like end of next month.
Mhm.
And so most of them are in place at this point, but we do have some fall opportunities. And then as well as like in the fall, we start hiring for our summer cohort. So definitely reach out if you don't see a job that is a good fit for you now. There's a general application that you can fill out on our website so that your application can be in the system for future opportunities as well.
Awesome. Cynthia asked, what are some entry-level positions you have for those who are almost done with their computer science undergrads?
Yeah, typically like a software engineer position is where we would have you start. There are other opportunities, but that's typically the best fit for computer science positions. And again, if you don't see it posted, just fill out the general application and we'll contact you.
Perfect. Valerie has a great question. She said, what suggestions do you have for those who are trying to break into the tech industry and are already years into their career?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I kind of already mentioned this, but if you're willing to kind of take a step back and go into an internship position, it can really help kind of show what your skills are and help you get a position full time. So after you've kind of completed that internship position, they'll decide if you're somebody that they want to keep permanently, and it's a great way to get your foot in the door after making an industry shift. I know a lot of people that have done it, that it helped them just kind of kick off their career and they're in much better spots now. But sometimes that's kind of where you have to start to switch industries, even after having so much experience. But if you can kind of prove that over a short period of time in an internship role, it can turn into something great if you're able to take the risk.
Yeah. Here's another one. Can referrals help in applying? What is the best way to apply to a job with Lucid?
Yeah, statistically, it shows that referrals are a great way to kind of get your foot in the door. Most companies will look more seriously at referrals because, if somebody that works for them that's great is referring somebody else that they've said is great, they're assuming that they'll be a good fit. So you still have to go through kind of the normal process, but about a quarter of our hires are in from referrals. So that's a good indicator that it's great to get somebody to refer you. It's probably best to reach out on LinkedIn, see who you're connected with, see if you can kind of talk to that person and see if they'll kind of vouch for your experience.
Awesome. And then what stands out for you when you're looking through applications?
Yeah, so you want to mirror the job description as best as you can. So of course, I'm looking for somebody when I look through resumes personally, I'm looking for somebody that, shows a high level of achievement and what they've accomplished. But if you're matching what's on the job description, the recruiters know that that's what they're looking for. So try and use some of the keywords that are in the job description so that kind of stands out to a recruiter. And shows them that you do have the skills and requirements that they're looking for in the role.
Great. We've got another question. How is company information shared internally? How do you keep up with what's going on within the business?
Yeah, so mostly that's done through our company update and then Slack channels. So we keep pretty well informed during our kind of all hands company meetings that we attend. Those can be once a month or twice a month. During this remote environment, we've definitely tried to meet more so that we know what's going on. And then we really rely on our Slack channels so that, we're looking at announcements and what's going on in the business, as well as kind of like our department meetings. And during the remote environment that we're working in, we also try and make it as fun as possible being remote. So there are different activities that we'll do to kind of get together virtually and either get to know one another better now that we've hired so many people remote at this point, or just to make sure that we kind of all are aligned on what we're working on.
Awesome. So we are going to wrap up this section. Thank you so much for Jana for being here to talk about Lucid.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. If you want to look at any of the jobs that Lucid has available, you can click the little jobs button that is just below the stream on the webpage. We're going to take a quick break and let Jana go, and then we'll be back in about 10 minutes with Entrada.
Thank
So,
you.
Jana, have
Bye-bye.
a good one.